Hello everyone. Let's tackle about confidential interval single sample. Here's the objectives. Understand statistical intervals and their purpose. Learn to construct and interpret confidence intervals. Learn the formulas for statistical interval. In statistical interval, it represents an uncertainty that exists in a data because we work with sample that are obtained from a larger population or process. So, ano nga ba ang statistical interval? Ginagamit ito para ipakita ang uncertainty sa data dahil sample lang ang kinukuha, hindi buong population. So, halimbawa, sa pag-alam ng average height ng isang school, kukuha ka lang ng sample at hindi lahat ng estudyante. So, next is confidence interval. So, paano naiiba ang confidence interval? Ang confidence interval ay isang uri ng statistical interval na nagpapakita kung gaano kasigurado ang resulta. Halimbawa, sa 95% confidence level, 95 ng oras ang true value ay nasa interval. Mas mataas ang confidence level, mas siguradong tama, pero mas malawak ang interval. So, next is, we have the formula for the confidence interval where confidence interval is equal to sample, mean, adding, and subtracting the confidence level will value multiplied by sample standard deviation over square root of sample size. So, the three important thing in confidence interval. Number 1 is confidence level. Sa confidence level is a percent ng tiwala mo ang interval ay kasama ang true value. Then next is margin of error. Ito is yung gaano kalayo ang estimate true value. Then next is the critical value. This is Z o T value mula sa distribution na ginagamit sa margin of error. The next is steps in computing confidence interval. So, number 1, identify sample statistics. Kuhain ang sample mean, X bar, standard deviation, sigma, at sample size N. Choose confidence level. Piliin ang confidence level. Halimbawa, 90% to 95% or 99%. The next is find Z value. Hanapin ang Z value mula sa Z table, halimbawa 1.96 para sa 95% confidence level. Next is calculate margin of errors. Gamitin ang Z value multiplied by sigma divide by the square root of N. Then lastly, compute confidence interval. Then gamitin ang formula X bar plus or minus the margin of errors.
Confidence interval single sample. Suppose that x sub 1, x sub 2, and x sub n, where n is random sample from a normal distribution with a known mean u and the known variance sigma squared. We have a several time formula for the single sample where z is equals to x bar minus u sigma if the population is widespread or has a large sample is required. Next, the endpoint or bound L and U are called the lower and upper confidence limit bound respectively, and 1 minus alpha is called the confidence coefficient, where U is greater or equal the lower confidence limit and less than or equal the upper confidence level. Next, so meron tayong Table. The most common used critical value are the following. Several entered data. Confidence coefficient sigma common is 99%, 95%, and 90%. And we have a critical value which is 99%. We have a critical value of 2.575. For the 95%, we have a critical value of 1.960, and the 90% we have the critical value of 1.645. So, ang critical value natin is pwede siyang maging positive and negative. So, next, for the better understanding, for this lesson, we have a sample problem. Describe as statistics on values measured in a sample of A, n equals 3,534 participants attending the 7th examination of the offspring in Framingham Heart Study are following. So, dito sa table, mag-focus lang tayo dito sa systolic blood pressure. So, we have n equals to 3,534 participant in the web. Sample mean is equals to 127.3 and the standard deviation is 19. So, ang mga nakukuha natin na given is substitute lang natin sa formula, which is CI is equals to X bar adding and substituting Z multiplying by S over N squared. 25% coefficient interval is equals to the sample mean which is 127.3 and adding or substituting. The critical value of 95% confidence interval which is 1.96 multiplying the standard deviation which is 19 and over square root of n which is 3,534. By calculating the right side, we have the value of 100 of 0.63 by subtracting 127.3 to 0.63. We have the value of 126.7, and by adding we have the value of 127.9. So in conclusion, a point is estimate for the true mean systolic blood pressure is the population is 127.3 and we have a 90% confidence that true mean is between 126.7 and 127.9. The margin of error is very small here because of the large sample size.
Multiple samples and confidence intervals. Hi everyone, this presentation explains how to use multiple samples to understand things better. We'll learn to analyze data from different groups and make good decisions based on what we find. So, what are confidence intervals? A confidence interval is a range of values where we think the true value lies. Imagine trying to guess someone's weight. You might say between 150 and 160 pounds. That's a confidence interval. We use sample data to make this guess, and the margin of error shows how much our guess might be off. Sampling distribution and standard error. To understand confidence intervals, we need two ideas. The sampling distribution shows how much the average varies if we take many samples. The standard error tells us how spread out those averages are. A smaller spread means a more reliable guess. The scatter plot shows each dot is an average and how close they are shows the standard error. Constructing confidence intervals for a single sample. Let's learn how to create a confidence interval. This tells us a range where the true value probably is. We do this in 4 steps. So, step 1, calculate the average and how spread out the data is, or standard deviation. Step 2, find a critical value based on how confident we want to be. Example, 95% confident. Step 3, calculate the margin of error. how much our estimate might be off. And step 4, combine the average and margin of error to get the confidence interval.
Comparing confidence intervals for multiple samples. Overlap. If the intervals overlap, the difference may not be statistically significant. No overlap. If the intervals don't overlap, the difference likely statistically significant. Comparing confidence intervals for multiple samples. When analyzing data from multiple groups, confidence interval help us compare them. If the intervals overlap, the difference may not be statistically significant. The intervals don't overlap. It suggests a significant difference between the group. Example, if we're comparing test scores from two schools, overlapping intervals might indicate similar performance, while non-overlapping intervals suggest one school outperforms the other. Hypothesis testing with multiple samples. Null hypothesis assumes there is no difference between the group. Alternative hypothesis assumes there's a difference between the group. Statistical test determines if their null hypothesis can be rejected. Hypothesis testing and confidence interval. Confidence intervals are often used alongside hypothesis testing. We start with a null hypothesis, which assumes no difference between groups. The alternative hypothesis proposes a difference exists. Statistical tests help us decide whether to reject the null hypothesis. If the confidence interval aligns with rejecting the null, we can conclude there are significant difference between groups. Interpreting confidence interval comparison. First, consider the context. The practical significance of the difference important. Number 2, evaluate the magnitude, the size of the difference is significant. 3, and the last, look for the patterns, explore the trends and relationship between understanding confidence intervals and their applications is essential for drawing reliable conclusions from data. Apply the concept of sampling distribution, standard error, and hypothesis testing to analyze multiple samples effectively. Interpreting results in context. While confidence intervals and hypothesis tests provide statistical insight, practical significance is just as important. Ask yourself, what is the magnitude of the difference? Does it matter in real-world terms? What patterns and trends are emerging? This context ensures our data analysis leads to meaningful conclusions. Confidence intervals are vital tools for analyzing data, especially when working with multiple samples. By understanding sampling distributions, standard error, and the relationship between intervals, we can draw reliable conclusions and make informed decisions.
Hi everybody! In today's lesson, I will discuss prediction interval for regression models. Prediction interval for regression models represent the uncertainty in values of the dependent variable estimated using the regression equation. Calculating the interval requires first determining the parameters of the regression equation, then calculating the standard error of the regression model, then the margin of error can be calculated using Student's distribution. For example, when we compute a regression equation, we are able to simply plug in our value of x in order to find our predicted value of y. Let's say that we have a regression model for how much money one should expect to earn based on years of education after high school. Given that y height is equals to 23769 plus 8702x, if a person has 4 additional years of education, they should expect to earn 58577. This value was obtained by plugging 4 for x for our equation. However, what if we want to know a range of income that someone with 4 additional years of education should have? What if we want to know what the average income for all people with 4 additional years of education is? There are ways to find a range of potential y values that a particular value of x can be as well as estimate the mean of value of y. For all observations that we have a particular value of x, we accomplish this goal by using prediction interval and confidence intervals. Let's say that Lucy is an 18-year-old girl who is considering whether or not to attend a 4-year college or a 2-year college. Based on our regression model, she wants to know a range of values for the income that a randomly selected person with a 2-year degree will have versus a randomly selected person with a 4-year degree. Formula y height plus t star times the square root of the sample standard deviation squared plus the standard error of the y height squared gives our prediction interval. Note that the formula for the standard error of y height is the sample standard deviation times the square root of 1 over n plus x sub j minus x raised to 2 over sum of x sub I minus x raised to 2. Base this formula is cumbersome, we will use Minitab's prediction interval feature. However, a different statistical software of a choice can be used as well, if it has a prediction interval feature. We begin the process of finding a prediction interval using Minitab by entering the data. We do this by entering the name of our variables in the columns and entering our values in the rows. We then go to the Stat option on the ribbon. Next, we will select Regression and then Fit Regression Model. We will put income in the responses box by double-clicking it, and then we will put years of education in the continuous predictors box and select OK. After clicking the OK button, a regression equation will appear above our data. Next, we will select Stat on the ribbon, then Regression, and then Predict. We then choose Income as our response variable and enter the values 4 and 2 as the values for our years of education. We now click the OK button. Minitab gives us an output for our both prediction and confidence interval for the x values 2 and 4. The 95% prediction interval shows us that we randomly selected someone with 2 years of education past high school. We can expect with 95% confidence that they earn between 1025.43 and 81321.70 for someone with 4 years of education past high school. We can expect with 95% confidence that they earn between 20632 and 96525. And that is my report for today. Thank you for listening to my report. I hope you learned something on the prediction interval.
So, good day everyone. So, my topic is all about tolerance intervals. So, what is tolerance intervals? It is a statistical interval that covers a specified proportion of a population with a certain confidence level. It is commonly used to make inferences about population characteristics when dealing with variability in data. So the proportion of the population that the interval is expected to include is 95% of the population. The probability that the interval truly contains the specified proportion of the population is 99% confidence. We have different types of tolerance intervals. So first is two-sided tolerance intervals. As we can see in the screen, it shows the formula on how to calculate the two-sided tolerance intervals. So the x is the sample mean, the s is sample standard deviation, the k is the tolerance factor, or it depends on sample size, desired confidence level, and coverage of proportion. So we have the k factors of tolerance interval. So the first one is the tolerance factor.
which means derived from the statistical tables or software, and also it varies based on the sample size, the desired confidence level, and coverage proportion. The second one is the confidence level. It means it is the typical choices like 90%, 95%, or 99%. The third one is the coverage proportion. It means the proportion of the population you want to include in the interval. For example, is the 99%. Second type of tolerance interval is the one-sided tolerance interval. This interval is for a lower bound. So, as you can see in our screen, you can see the formula on how we calculate the one-sided tolerance interval. So, for example, we have the sample mean of 50, standard deviation is 5, the confidence level is 95%, the coverage proportion is 99%, and the sample size is 30%. So, using the statistical tables or software, find K is approx to 2.5. So, our tolerance interval is equals to the sample mean plus positive or negative 2.5, multiply it the standard deviation, which is 5, so the total is 37.5 or 62.5. So that concludes our report. Let us know if you have any questions or need further clarifications. Thank you for watching and God bless us all.